Hey everyone, welcome to episode 36 of Outspoken. Hope you're all having a great day. Yeah, this is episode 35, not 36. I don't know what I was doing, but I got the number wrong. So, yeah, welcome to episode 35, everybody. Yeah, there's a lot. Just gonna give you a fair warning. This is a lot. A lot. A-L-O-T. Mm-hmm. Is a lot spelled as two words or one word? That's your big question of the day. Newsflash. Actually, I'll let you think about it for a second. A lot is two words. So today I want to talk about this case. Any of you hear of the Chris Chan thing? Anyways, this person is a trans woman who committed a crime, and then our good old friend Tucker Carlson, still can't say his name, whatever. Tucker Carlson talked about it on the news, and then I want to share that with you because it's ridiculous because they focus more on this person being trans other than the actual crime because that's more important. Being transgender is more important than a really bad thing that you've done for some reason to everybody. Sorry, I just hit you. Anyways, my complaint of the day is maybe we should start doing a complaint of the day, a Collins complaint of the day. What do you think? I think that's good. I think that's justifiable. Something that has been really, it doesn't make sense to me. Everybody says this, and I need my hair people to listen up. I don't wash my hair all the time because the more you wash it, the more it'll be greasy, right? So I try to wash my hair very minimal. And this is like, I want to talk about those celebrities who don't shower also, probably later. But I shower, okay? I shower, all right? We're not even gonna. I was told to not wash my hair every day, so I don't. I'll do conditioner or I'll let it breathe or whatever. But it doesn't matter because even after, my hair is always still greasy. One day after not washing it. And like people will say, oh, you can train it to not do that. I've tried to do that and I don't know what it is. Maybe I am just grease. Maybe that's what I am. That's me. Grease. Not like the movie, though. Not like the musical. Just the gross grease. Whatever. So, I figured that could be my complaint of the day. I try to have nice hair, but, the day after the shampooing, it even looks greasy. So, I don't know what to do anymore. I give up. I'll just cut it all off. Actually, my hair is the longest it's ever been in a very long time, and I kind of really like it. I like it longer. Kind of digging it. So, why did I just say that? I'm digging it. Ugh. Okay. We're gonna, we're gonna, we're gonna. All right. Let's talk about this Chris Chan thing. We're gonna get serious here, all right? Because this is actually a serious subject. Quite disturbing. I'm gonna read a little bit of this article to you if you don't know what has gone on, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a trigger warning. Mentions of SA a bit. I won't go into detail though. No worries, but. If that's something you don't want to hear, skip to a little while in the podcast. So there is this thing posted on Insider. So Chris Chan was like an internet presence, I guess, and she is a trans woman. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check. But yeah, anyways, it says a timeline of Chris Chan's incest charge, which comes after years of online trolling that's documented with the creator's relationship with her mother. Yeah, so this person is a trans woman. Anyways, she was arrested on August 1st. Christine Chandler, who is also known online as Chris Chan, was arrested on August 1st and charged with incest after a leaked phone call purported that she had sexual relations with her 79-year-old mother. Yeah, okay. The life of Chandler and, by extension, her mother has been extensively documented since 2007 when users on the fringe chat forum 4chan caught wind of her comic Sonichu, a cross between Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog. Why are we talking about that? Since then, trolls have been tracking Chandler's digital footprint as well as her movements in real life through filming, doxing, hacking, and in some cases, even impersonating potential partners. Whoa. See, I didn't know any of this. The extensive knowledge trolls have of Chandler and her mother has been recorded on a dedicated wiki since 2009. She's often contacted by covert trolls with the intention of leaking their conversation on forums like Kiwi Farms, which is believed to have been the intention of the person who had the alleged phone call with Chandler. Online trolls have been making allegations about Chandler's relationship with her mother for years. Interesting. As Chandler has said online in the past, she's lived alone with her mother since her father died in 2011. On July 30th, screenshots and a purported recording of Chandler admitting to having sex with her mother were leaked. Okay. Yeah, that was super. Yeah, that was recent. Yeah. On July 30th, it's alleged that a supposed Kiwi Farms. What the fuck is Kiwi Farms? Do you guys know? Is that like a 4chan? The user leaked a 9-minute phone call and a series of screenshots, which they claimed came from a conversation they had with Chandler, with the user pretending to be a woman called Bella. The screenshots and the phone call recording were later circulated by Kiwi Farms owner Joshua Moon, who goes by Null online and went viral on Reddit. Although it's believed that the call was made by one troll posing as Bella, this hasn't been verified. Basically, that's a gist of what happened. There's a whole article on Insider if you guys want to read it. You can just look up Chris Chan, find all the information. But yeah, it was like a fucked up situation, really not good at all. So, as people love to do, they love to take a situation like this and make it because the person is trans, not because that person did this bad thing. So our good friend, that I slapped my leg, that wasn't a fart, okay, our good friend Tucker Carlson decided to do an entire segment on this because it is just fantastic, and he did it with some woman on air. Nope, that sounded in it. He did it with some woman on air. Yep. That probably wouldn't even get him fired either. Doesn't even matter.
A YouTube personality called Chris Chan has just been arrested in Virginia on, of all things, incest charges. Authorities say Chan was having sex with his 79-year-old mother who has dementia.
Hold on, wait. Why couldn't they get? Was that on air? Or is that just because of this recording? Why was there a siren? I feel like I don't know. Whatever. Maybe that wasn't Fox News' fault.
Chris Chan is a biological man, but he identifies as a woman. Reportedly, Virginia authorities initially went along with that. They classified Chris Chan as a female, and that means Chris Chan, who is an accused sex criminal, would have been housed in a women's jail.
No, oh my God! See, this is this is what they're gonna do. No, you could have. Oh my God, they could have just got on here and said, "Hey, this is a really bad story. Just to let you guys know, this happened," like any other news place would. But they have to mention that this person is transgender because the big bad trans are very scary. Do they ever mention that like people are gay after they get done doing a crime? Do they do that? Or like do they or like, and by the way, the perpetrator was a gay man, okay? Because that is relevant information to the entire situation. Anyways,
we understand that decision has been reversed, likely due to public pressure. It became public, unfortunately, for the state of Virginia, and Chan is now being considered a man by the jail. Wait,
really? Is that a real thing that happened? I don't know. I feel like Virginia also just wouldn't I don't even want to say it. To all those of you who live in Virginia, do they recognize trans people? I feel like maybe not. Sorry, West Virginia, probably. There's a Virginia and there's a West Virginia. I don't know why there's only West Virginia. Why is there not North, South, and East Virginia? What's so special about West Virginia? Who knows? Whatever.
But this is not an isolated incident. Many prisons in this country do house biological men with women. This is something we predicted, many predicted, and were laughed at. Karadansky is one of the people who predicted this.
What? Predicted what? That trans people are going to be put in the right prison with who they are? Duh. Yeah, I hope so. It wouldn't be very nice if a trans woman was in with all the men. I feel like that would be really bad. Really bad news.
She's the president of the U.S. chapter of the Women's Human Rights Campaign, and she joins us tonight. Kara, thanks so much for coming on. I remember very vividly when you said on our air, if we don't put the brakes on this, we're going to get men housed in women's prisons, and you were called hysterical or silly or whatever. Now you're actually seeing it happen. What's your reaction to it?
Men aren't going into women's prisons. I love how he won't say trans women are going into women's prisons, but because he has to say men. It's always biological men or males are going into the women's prisons, okay?
Absolutely. We know for a fact that California passed SB 132 last year. It went into effect in January of this year. We see approximately 300 applications from male prisoners to be housed in a women's prison in California. We approximate that 20 of them have been granted. There are 20 men being housed in women's prisons in California now, as far as we know. We suspect that none of the applications has been denied. We also know that in Washington state, approximately 9 male convicted felons are being housed in a women's prison. One of those men has been convicted of multiple murders of women, and another one of those men has been convicted of. We know that in states all over this country, there are various policies or actual statutory laws on the books that allow for this, in fact, mandate it.
I love how she'll just go on about this subject without even giving like a statistic or a study or like a sampling of this occasion. It's just like, oh, 300 people and 20 of them have been accepted. Like, where's the facts and logic, ma'am? Please. And also, I took a look at the SB 132 bill. I'll put it up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. But basically, I read through the whole thing, and it basically just says that trans people deserve to be recognized. If you read through every fucking point, it says that you can't be discriminated against if you are trans. And I don't see the problem with that. Like, what was her point of mentioning this bill? That, like, trans people are now accepted into society and prisons and are recognized. Like, I don't understand what's so bad about the bill. Is it supposed to be bad? Like, is she talking about how bad it is or whatever? Also, can I just read a couple of these points to you just to show you? This is on the bill, okay? The United States Supreme Court recognized that incarcerated transgender individuals are particularly vulnerable to sexual abuse and sexual harassment, and that disregarding the known risks to a transgender woman constitutes deliberate indifference in violation of the federal constitution. All right, that's one of the points. In California, a study of the state's prisons found that the rate of sexual assault for transgender women in those prisons was 13 times higher than for men in the same prisons. Lucky number 13 times higher, my friend. So that's telling. Transgender men in California prisons also report high rates of sexual and gender-based violence, harassment, and discrimination. Official data collected by the Federal Bureau of Justice Statistics confirmed that, nationwide, incarcerated transgender individuals experience exceptionally high rates of sexual victimization. In a 2011-2012 survey, almost 40% of incarcerated transgender individuals report experiencing sexual victimization while incarcerated, compared to 4% of all incarcerated individuals. I'm running out of breath. Wow. I would feel like that number has gone up in the coming years. 40% of transgender women respondents reported harassment from other incarcerated individuals. 38% reported being harassed by correctional officers or staff. Correctional officers and other incarcerated people predominantly refer to transgender women as men, using masculine pronouns, and transgender men as women, using feminine pronouns. So this is one part of the bill. There's a couple other ones, and basically just saying, like, respect pronouns, we will recognize the gender identity, and just the rest of the bill just says that transgender people will be treated as respected. Like, I wanted to bring a couple of those points up to you guys. So
I mean, I'm not in the habit of, carrying the banner for prison inmates, but this is cruel and unusual. And even if you've been convicted of a crime as a woman, you have an expectation that you're not going to be in jail. I mean, has anyone brought this to court? It's so over the top, outrageous.
Wait, what? Okay. Does he? All right. Orange is the new black? Hello? Have we ever watched the show? Tucker Carlson? Definitely, obviously not. Bad things happen in jail because of people. Not because of trans people. It's all the people. Doesn't matter who they are. Bad things are going to happen, and they continue to happen. So, what the fuck does being trans have to do with any of that? Like, what does that have to do? Like, okay, we recognize there's bad things happening. Yes, it's bad. It should be stopped. Now, where does the trans thing come into play here? Oh, that's right, because we're all R words and disgusting and sexual. That's all this is. That's all trans is. Yeah.
A couple things. One is, yes, these women are being held under absolutely torturous conditions, and there's some reporting
Yes.
coming out that are saying these women are absolutely terrified. It has also been preliminarily reported that one woman in a California prison has been pregnant, and that the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation is distributing condoms. Now, what this tells to me is not only
Like, what where is that? What do you mean? By whom? Like, pregnant by who? Like, and could it have been a consensual hookup in jail? Maybe a prison guard guy? Where was her? Where she didn't even venture off into that subject. She kind of just she was like, and there's a woman that's pregnant in jail, okay, and they're also giving condoms to people in jail, which is fucked up. You know, they should all start spreading diseases around, okay, because condoms are bad. Don't ever use a condom. Everyone listening right now, just don't ever use it. What a weird thing to say.
that do California prison officials understand and anticipate that these men will be these women. They also understand that these people being transferred to women's prisons are not women, they are men. It completely uncovers the lie that quote unquote trans women are men, or trans women are women, and California prison officials know that.
she 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 caught herself there for a second. uh
Well, sure. If everyone in the prison was female, you probably wouldn't be distributing condoms at taxpayer expense.
The reason
So
that they are doing this is because, yes, exactly.
I was just gonna throw out there's also female condoms.
If these prisoners being transferred were women, pregnancy would not be a concern. This should be obvious to everyone. But the problem is that most people in America have no idea that this is going on.
Okay, well, all right. If I learned anything from watching Orange is the New Black, you you can, there's still, doesn't matter if it's all women in there, because guess who else is there? The fucking security guard people. So that's just a thought. That's just food for thought based off of my fictional Netflix TV series that I consumed. So I could use that as a logical point of reason here.
Is there anybody, and I think there's so many issues, who can stop this, who can, and again, I just want to say, I don't care if you're in prison as a woman, you don't have to face, this is torture, and you shouldn't be subjected to it. Is there anyone who could stop this?
What? Trans people in prison is torture for everybody else around them. Okay. I want to test out that theory. I'm going to go get arrested one of these days, and I'll let you know what happens.
It absolutely could go to court. And I should also note it is in blatant violation of international norms that require the separation of prisoners by sex. It's also worth noting the vast majority of women in prison have not committed a violent offense, and women tend to be housed under lower security restrictions than men do. So what this is going to mean is that either when men get transferred to women's prisons, they will be held under conditions that are of lower security than they ordinarily would, or officials are going to have to increase security in women's prisons.
Why? Because a trans woman's going to go in there raging with her estrogen supplements? Like, is that's what's going to happen? Like, the one trans woman is going to make the security so super secure because she's all crazy because she's a crazy transgender. Is that, like, that's what's happening? Shit. I mean, that's not good. That's not good.
Right. And women are held with more lax security because they're far less prone to commit sex crimes until you put men into the female population. This is truly insane. And you called it really, really early. And I remember the derision you faced for saying that. And you've been proven right, unfortunately. Kara Dansky, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the clip. It's pretty controversial, I would say. People definitely have their big opinions on trans, on topics like that. But I'm trans, and what pisses me off is every time that there's a situation involving a trans person, it's always hyper focused on the fact that they are trans and not the actual crime that they have done or whatever they've done. I think I already said that like 3 times, but it's really annoying because they paint trans people out to be these really, really bad people. And it's just like, just because one person who is trans is bad doesn't mean the rest are. And they always think that trans people are always these like, they want to like, ah, I don't want to use the word. They always think trans people are trying to sexually assault other people or whatever. Like, that's what we're all about, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And it's just exhausting, man. It is just exhausting. There is a, I'm going to do a video on this PragerU thingy. Somebody sent this to me on Instagram. I got to thank them for it. But there was like, they were mad that a Muppet was wearing a dress, and then they said that it was sexualizing children. And I don't even know where they pulled that from their ass. But it's like, it's always, my point here is it's always about sexual things with them when they think about trans people. Every single time. Okay? That's not all we think about. All right, we're not fucking out here raging. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that. There's definitely a lot of issues when it comes to jails and the horrible things that happen, but I don't think we should be making trans people out to be these complete demons. Actually, yes, we should. Fine. You know what? I'll say it. We are demons. We are. You caught us. I'm a demon, but I am hiding inside of this body by Sam Collins. I actually have 2 heads, and horns, and I have 4 horns, and I'm a big bad demon, and I'm 8'11". Okay, fine. You fucking caught me. You want to hear my real voice too?
This is my real voice. Are you scared? Are you scared yet? Okay, I'll switch it back.
Hey guys, I'm back. Anyways, there was this stuff going around on Twitter about celebrities not showering, and I guess today I just want to talk about showering. I don't know why everyone started admitting to not taking a shower for some reason. Like, hold on. I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal. He said he thinks daily showers are less necessary because we naturally clean ourselves, I guess. More and more I find bathing to be less necessary at times, Gyllenhaal said during an interview. I do also think that there's a whole world of not bathing that is also really helpful for skin maintenance, and we naturally clean ourselves. I do believe, because Elvis Costello is wonderful, that good manners and bad breath get you nowhere. So I do brush my teeth, the actor clarified, because he didn't want anyone thinking his oral hygiene was as bad as his bathing habits. Okay, is that true though? All right, see, now I'm gonna stop showering. Okay, I shower every single day. Sometimes I shower twice a day in the summer, usually when it's really, really hot, But I like to shower because I don't like feeling gross. But it probably is good to not shower for your skin. Is it? I don't know. I don't want to get made fun of. I was just thinking about it because, like, if you think about it, if you think back to the caveman days, like, did they shower? They probably went in the water. Actually, they might not have went in the water because they would have gotten eaten by some weird big thing that's in the ocean that's extinct now. But I don't know. It probably is good for your skin. Because all those soaps and all those chemicals are not the best for your skin, right? But hey, YOLO, whatever. You know what? I want to smell good. I don't care. I got to shower. Chris Evans weighed in on this too, by the way. He said, I shower all the time. I'm a very clean person. And then The Rock also said, he said, nope, I'm the opposite of a quote-unquote not washing themselves celeb. Shower cold when I roll out of bed to get my day rolling. Shower warm after my workout before work. Shower hot after I get home from work. Face wash, body wash, exfoliate, and I sing off-key in the shower. Damn, our boy The Rock is clean as fuck. He's one of the cleanest rocks. He's one of those rocks that you buy in the store. Like one of those really pretty shiny rocks. That's what that made me think of. A stupid fucking joke. Yeah, I mean, hey, to each his own. Like, if you don't shower or whatever, like, it's cool. It's totally cool. Sometimes I forget to shower for a day, but it never goes past one day because I just feel a little bit too gross. And then my hair, I can't afford it because I gotta film. I gotta shower, I gotta look kind of decent. But yeah, I mean, whatever. They can do what they want. They don't have to shower. all the time. It's cool. It's cool. Just like you guys don't. Anybody feel attacked right now? I feel like I'm definitely attacking a handful of people right now. So I want to get into our stories right now. All right. So this one it says funny / wholesome trans story. It says last year in school, my friend, we'll call her Olivia, started transitioning male to female. She never really stated things outright, but she talked about these kind of things and hinted at it. And most of us just sort of got the message and tried to help her feel comfortable with transitioning. Well, we have another friend, let's name her Sophie, who kept on misgendering her and using her dead name, whether it was in front of Olivia or when she wasn't around, and we all thought she was doing it on purpose or didn't get the memo. But Olivia didn't want us to tell her because she was scared of her being transphobic and everything getting messy and dramatic. One day, however, Olivia came walking into class laughing her ass off, so I asked why. She said she told Sophie that she was trans and went by she/her pronouns, and her name was now Olivia. Turns out, Sophie had no clue what transgender was and didn't know anything about gender identity. But after explaining it a little bit, she kind of just gave a confused nod and said, whatever will make you happy. So flash forward till now, Sophie helps me and Olivia run an LGBTQ club at our school, and she's in charge of making bracelets for the people in the club. That way, baby LGBTQs figuring stuff out can see people with those bracelets on and know they can go talk to them. That's so weird that Sophie didn't know what transgender was. But see how simple it can be? Like, see how simple it could be if some people would just all be like Sophie? Can the world just be like Sophie? Please. The world would be a better place if everyone was Sophie. I'm Sophie. You're Sophie. I'm Squidward and you're Squidward. And he's Squidward and she's Squidward. And they're Squidward. And Frog's Squidward. So another story we got here, it says, this story is about my coming out as a trans, to my transphobic relatives, and some advice I have for other trans folk for coming out. So I've been on testosterone for over a year and a half, but I only recently came out as trans to my grandparents. A bit of background information on my grandparents is that they've proudly voted for Trump in the last 2 presidential elections, but openly transphobic and racist in front of me, etc. I really wasn't the one to come out to them though. I had my supportive aunt tell them for me. Basically, she texted me one day and said, I'm going over to your grandparents' house. Do you want me to tell them about you being trans? We have been discussing her telling them for me for a very long time because I was sure that they would have a horrible reaction. So I replied, yes, please. Tell them I've been on hormones for over a year and had a legal gender marker change and name change already. So 2 or 3 hours later, I received a semi-supportive text from my grandma. I deleted the text from my phone because it made me very uncomfortable, but it was something along the lines of, quote, me and my grandfather love you no matter who you choose to be. Either dead name or Jake. Of course, my fellow trans people understand how that message isn't as supportive as she tried to make it, but to explain to anyone who doesn't understand, when a person comes out as trans, the first thing to do is definitely not use their dead name. The reason I was so upset about my grandma doing this is because my aunt specifically told her to only call me by my new name. So to continue the story, my grandfather still refuses to call me he, him, his pronouns and my chosen name. He doesn't call me she or her or my dead name anymore, which is progress, but he blatantly refuses to call me he and him, etc. Me and my grandma have always been very close, and I'm lucky to still be as close to her as I was before I came out. My grandfather and I aren't so close anymore, but I haven't been shamed for being trans or insulted by him. So then he said, if you chose to read this story, hey guys, and thanks Sam, you're very welcome, friend. Second, to all my trans friends out there, or really any LGBT friends who have an unsupportive family or relatives, I know how scary it can be to come out. My advice is have someone who is supportive tell the unsupportive family members for you, the way I did with my aunt. You may be surprised at how they react. I was lucky to be so close with my grandma, so she forced herself to change her beliefs so she can choose to love me still. Your families will probably do the same, believe it or not. You've all got this, and I'm proud of everyone listening to this podcast. You deserve to be here and live your life the way you are and always will be. That was really, really nice of you, dude. Thank you. That's the end of that story, by the way. Yeah, that's a really great story, and you have a really cool aunt for, her helping you out with that, because it's not easy to come out on your own. I always think it is a very, very good idea, like you said, to have somebody who is supportive help you come out, whether they tell that to whoever themselves, or if you're there with them with that supportive person, because it's not like you're alone and then they can't really be like, oh, you're crazy, whatever, blah blah blah. Because if you have someone who is supportive there and who can be a little bit stronger than you are, because you're gonna be like, when I came out, I was very, very fragile. It's not easy when you first come out. You're very fragile. It's terrifying. Anything's going to upset you. I mean, for my experience, and I'm just going to assume a lot of other people's experience, because it's not easy. So if you have someone there who is supportive or can help explain, if you choke up or you're too nervous or whatever, it's always, always great to have that. So if you do have that supportive person, whether that's your friend or a cousin or whatever, I think it's always great to have them by your side when you're coming out. It's really nice. My mom has been by my side when I came out a few times, and it was so much better than doing it myself, even though it was still really scary. It's great that they are, there's a little progress with your grandparents at least. Maybe after a few years, they'll come full circle with everything, and they'll learn a lot from you. So yeah, it's tough in the beginning, but things usually get better. Things always get better. Not usually. Sorry. Even if you have to cut people out, they will always get better. If you guys want to send me any of your LGBTQ stories, you can send them to outspokensam@gmail.com. Just like the podcast name, outspokensam@gmail.com. All together, one word. They can be sad, mad, angry, horrifying, happy, love-filled. I don't know. I can't think of any more words. Yeah, I love to hear your stories. I'll read a bunch of them. And if you want to check out any of my merch, you can go to samcollinsshop.com. I have new merch out right now. I have some shot glasses. I have some t-shirts, a keychain that's also a bottle opener, for those of you who like to open bottles. And I got some hoodies. And I got some dad hats. So check it out if you want to. I'll see all you guys next week with a new video. Bye-bye. Sorry, new podcast. Bye.